hey, mess this up for me. Oh, he's already got it. Sweet. Oh yeah. Nice. How crazy. Haven't been out of the house in a bit, eh, bud? If you're wondering why torque is so important in an ice auger, this is why. You got a double ice scenario here, and you need as much torque as you get. All the weight of that water there, this hole's not even through and it's just full. The weight of that water pushes on everything, it gets so much harder, so that's why this 40 volt and light flight combo is deadly right now. And right now it's nice to have a reverse. So you can do that. I'll just go back in here. Have a drink, buddy. Don't be bullying me. Filling in my hole. Marcum fired up here. You're not gonna get all the fancy flasher cam stuff, like I said. Stop filling in my hole. We have under an hour to fish, so I just want to get some going. That's being a bully. I gotta freeze my hands. That's not how I wanted to start. No. Bad. It's been a long winter. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, Norm. As with all midwinter tough conditions, I'm going to start with a Clackshot. I don't even leave the house without one. I know it's all I talk about, but it's all I really use all winter. This and a jigging spoon or a jigging wrap. Don't even have a jig in my tackle box anymore. I usually downsize the minnow a little bit right now too. Well, I have no fishing hole left. Thanks, bud. Also, because I had to walk out here with my gear, I don't have a scoop either. Auger lid. Get out of here. Good bully. Go play. Why didn't you bring your toy? I had to bring all the fishing stuff. I'm gonna have to go find you something to play with. Stop. No more filling in that hole. Kangaroo. Hey, hey. Mess this up for me. Oh, he's already got it. Sweet. That was easy. Norm's probably gonna come fill the hole in. Yeah, just a little teeny tiny minnow. Talked about this thing a million times, I know. But, oh yeah. Nice beauty walleye. Look at that. First one in weeks. Conditions have been awful out here, so those have not been a common sight this winter for me.
Try some walleye? You betcha. Never overcook it.
Just gonna reload here. I've been getting a lot of questions, actually. I'm not just saying that like everyone starts a video with. I've been getting a lot of questions on this. I actually have been getting a lot of questions on how to use and rig these things. So I'll cut to the garage here. There's another walleye on the Marcum, so I'm just gonna catch some fish right now, but I'll cut and show you again how to use these. Okay, so I get asked all the time how to rig up this Clackshot system, and I always just tell people it's the same as a drop shot, but a lot of people ice fishing don't know what a drop shot is, so I'll crank up a little video and show you here. So you start, you have your Clackshot weights, come 2 in a pack. This is a 1/0 Gamakatsu drop shot hook. You can use like an octopus hook or really anything you want, as long as it's in that number 1/0, 2/0 size range. And then just some line. I'm using some orange line for better visibility maybe. But I would use 8 to 10 pound fluorocarbon. You can use mono too if that's what you have. So excuse the kind of bush league tie job I'm about to show you. I'm looking through a GoPro lens right now on this white box thing. I'm not really in the best position to tie, but I'll show you how to do her here. This is how I do it. You can use a different method too, but anything that gets you to a drop shot will do. So I'm going to start, go through the top of the eye, pull a bunch of line through. And this is where it's going to get challenging through this damn white box. So then back through the bottom here, then just pull that through. So you have her doubled up. And then take this, doubled up still, wrap it around in a loop like this. Okay, you following me? So I've got this, I've done a loop. I'm going to go around it 3 times. Then I'm going to take this end and put it back through this top loop. Right there. Okay. Then pull her tight. Okay, I'm a little shaky here. It's on a Sunday, so forgive me. Okay. So you've almost got her beat. So now, clip that double tag end loop there. Then take your tag and run it back through the top of the eye of the hook. This makes sure it sits straight on your main line. Like that. Okay, so now you're going to end up with something like that. So the hook's sitting straight up, and then you have this long tag end, ideally about 14 or 12 inches or whatever. So then you take your Clackshot weight, and you'll see here it's just got a little clip. So you can either put your line through and just clip it, and it'll hold on there, and that way it's adjustable. You can kind of adjust to conditions. Or if you're worried about losing your weight, you can just take this and tie it into a half hitch. I'm not going to do that. I usually just clip it. It's usually good. Okay, now you've got your hook pointing up, your lead, 12 inches, 10 inches, 8 inches, whatever, and then your Clackshot weight. So this is that rattling old bandit. I'm just going to tighten this up for demonstration purposes. Like I said, it's adjustable. You just slack it off and then it's tight again. You just pound it into the bottom like that. And my old hand puppet walleye will come slinking in, say, okay, that was a loud weight. And I'll say, oh, free minnow. Lick that up, and then you're catching them. But yeah, I mean, all it is a drop shot rig. The Clackshot component is really just this specially designed rattle weight just to be super loud and specifically made for calling fish in. So give it a shot. If you can find another way to tie a drop shot rig, like a Palomar knot or any other way you can search online, then do that. But that knot is what I use. It's easy. And I know it's a challenge to tie if you've never done it before, and it can be daunting, but really you only have to do it kind of once a year, unless you're fishing around some toothies and you're good to go. So right on. Hope this helps. Look at that. You buy a Strikemaster, you get a free scoop. See another one creeping. They're pretty slow moving right now. They're just, when you got a flasher, you got a little bit better bottom separation, so you can just see those subtle changes. You know, that means I've attracted one. Now I just barely move that minnow. Sometimes just raise it a little bit just to get them to jump a little bit. And that's what it can take to get them to bite right now. In these midwinter, my hole is full of slush. He's got it. Look, it didn't even bite it. This is the softest tip rod you can get. Got him. I've talked about this Widowmaker before. It's a pretty small fish, so that may have something to do with it. But you can see, I mean, this is like pretty much a crappie tip I have on, and it can be so soft. Mind you, the dog did fill my hole full of slush. You're on strike 10, you only got 10 to go, bud. It's like minus 15 out right now. It feels like a tropical holiday. No gloves on, sticking my hand in the hole and in the bag. It's just been the worst winter I can remember, well, since 2014, so feels good to get out and catch a couple fish. And again, I'm just using small minnows and a short lead on my Clackshot. I'm in dirty water right now. If I'm in clear water, I'll extend the lead, or if they're snapping a little bit better and I want more separation from my weight, I'll extend that lead. But right now I just want it nice and tight. Maybe it's an 8-inch difference, you know, from the hook to the weight, so seems to be working so far. I hear the bark of a Jiffy Model 30 in the distance. One sound you miss out here is the old gas hogs. The 3-horse Tecumseh firing up. These electric ones are definitely a world better. But it's nice to hear a jiff in the distance every once in a while. Keep you grounded. You're stomping on the minnows. And we've talked about this before. This rod is a 32-inch medium light Widowmaker, and it's pretty much like a crappie tip, and you can use it for crappie fishing too. And then it just falls into a big backbone. I've caught big fish on it. It can handle it. And it's just nice to have that super sensitive tip for this, especially like you saw. They're not really smashing it. It's pretty easy to miss a bite with the standard like 28-inch walleye broomstick. One thing I've never really talked about with the Clackshot, and it's something we do all the time, is dead sticking it. You know, set your lead to where you think you have to be. Like I said, I'm at around 10 inches right now, and then just set it up. Just put your rod down, and you want it so it's just slack. So the weight's just barely sitting upright on bottom or laying on bottom, and there's just a small little amount of slack, enough for the minnow to move freely and the rod not to be totally loaded up. Nothing on the jigging rods. he dropped her. Brutal. Straight. Jacked her. Get. No. You're dead. Two flashbang and Clackshot. That's a nice one. You didn't want to set it for me? That's one thing about that light tip, you got all the time in the world. There we go. What do we got? Little small eater. Alright. That's it for me. That's only a 13 incher, but I've eaten enough fish to know I don't want a bunch of 17.5s to bring home. I'd rather have this guy. So that's good. That's pretty much a pretty fast limit. I got 2 on the flashbang, 1 on the dead stick Clackshot, and the best one on the hopping shot. Did you get your limit, Norm? Are we gonna catch yours too? Just kidding. No one needs that many walleye. 4 is probably too many as it is. I use these little 13 reel bands on the bottom of my reel, and just so I can tuck the weight in there. We go.